So we are now just about broadcasting.
Just about.
Just about broadcasting.
About that time.
You know. And let me maximize this so we can get the thing doing what it's supposed to do. Get this link here. Share that with the Shizat. Welcome to the RVA Rap Elite episode 40. Episode 43 recap. We're gonna get started here. We got some folks tuning in.
Peace.
Myself, he's Leo, Spielberg are in the building. We were the judges of that night. First, I want to give a super shout out to Corey Ja and Ross Skrilla for taking part in our first Sound Clash song battle. Corey Ja came away with the win. He will be defending the court going forward against Cadillac Cat September 18th at episode 44. So that should be dope.
Yeah.
And shout out to Team Pharaoh for winning the 5-on-5. And I would definitely say shout out to Stick to Scribe for having a breakout performance in that joint, but that whole team was fire. So they snatched the court. Y'all, I can't hear y'all.
You can hear me now?
Hold
on. So I must have stepped outside or something because I didn't catch that.
Oh yeah, that was killing it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Team Pharaoh holds the court now.
What?
Yeah. Melodic is putting a team together to go up against Team Pharaoh. So we're looking forward to seeing who Melodic's team will check in with him, see how that's going.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Team Pharaoh. They came complete. C Spicy, Bakari Kennedy, Stick the Scribe, Track P, and Pharaoh himself. Producer was Quiet Boy.
Over Vintage, Trey, Authentic.
There was only three.
Vintage,
Trey, Authentic, and Trey.
Oh, okay. He had some no-shows. Okay.
They have some no-shows. But Stick to Scribe went crazy, man. I mean, all of them did their thing, but Stick to Scribe really showed out. Yeah, man. So, without further ado, we're gonna hop right into this cipher. First MC up was Daquan Stiff. He was one of the last people to sign up.
How y'all doing?
Hard to see what's going wrong here.
Every time I want to get a jump like dirt fight, without general or cause y'all feel like it is worth battle rap. I can't be grown man bothered by approaches to the bar. Those who vote with the gun that pause. That be stopped up before you was a small. I've been rolling down the windows with the blood trail and close. But there is this hope that got.
I'm just gonna save us a little bit of time here.
Even more, for example, the private
I can't justify critiquing these bars or anything when you came up there immediately reading off your phone.
Facts.
That's a cardinal sin. It's a no. Yes. We've only seen that happen one other time, And, you know, at least that wasn't like the first thing that they, you know, went up there and did. I can remember Old Dirty Vegan, who I don't think is going to be able to sign up any longer because the amount of time signed up and no-showed. Believe that I'm not sure if it's a lifetime ban or what, but we're gonna have to
have a conversation, man.
I mean, we've had conversations, you know what I'm saying? So
like, we're just making donations right now.
yeah, you know, it's cool, you know, that's cool and all, but and I mean it's not like we maxed out to where you was taking anybody's spot, but at the same time, you know, we could easily be in a max out situation.
Facts.
And, you know, you taking up somebody's spot, plus you got people, you know, drafting you leaving, you know, holes on people draft card and all of that. So we can't get down with that. But Daquan, man, you gotta prepare, bro. You gotta memorize your bars.
How is he not like the first person to rap every time at this point? Like who
Old Dirty Vegan?
Yeah. Like how
because people will still draft him ahead of other people. You know
I know, but I'm saying like who still has the faith at this point?
I don't know. I don't know. When we're doing the drafts and people pick them, I'm just like,
Yeah.
They like this episode is gonna be the one.
Right. It'd be like 1 out of 5. Like it'd be like one for every 4, 5 he signed up for, he shows up for. So I can't call it. He even no-showed Rap Elite Madness, and that's online. Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Shout out Old Dirty Vegan, bro. Let's keep it going.
Lucy, make some. Actually, I apologize. Actually, no. Uno, make some noise for Uno, y'all. Oh wow. Peace. Yeah, let's get it, Harry. Check. I go by the name for one forever. Y'all never be out of this. Oh wow! Look, know I was deep in the crowd and returning to the stage. Once y'all get CEO wave raised for being loud, like how? Business faith. One time, love. I knew I was leaving the crowd and returning to the stage when y'all gave CEO wave raised for being loud, like how? Wasn't close, business one. He was a 2, and I came through to give him another dose. Moment so full. Watch my shoulders like a soap. As the world turns, the bird burns. My fine smoke, I ain't no silence. Fine growth or a high low. Fuck. Love.
All right, so I mean, obviously we see what happened here with Uno. And you know, to Uno's defense, I feel like this was a bold thing to do. I think he signed up maybe like that day or the day before.
It was like super late.
Yeah, super late. So, you know, I understood where it was coming from, where, you know, and I mean, sometimes when people do that, they just rap bars that they have, but you can clearly tell, you know what I'm saying? Like he still attempted to write specifically for the cipher.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, you know, it just wasn't able to bake in time. So Uno's dope. We already know what's going to happen. One thing I will say about this is that you'll see as a consistency throughout this cipher is that when CO Wave's name gets said, that's when shit starts to fall apart. It's crazy. It happened like 3-4 different people.
Madden curse.
Yeah, man. I tell that be happening to people when they throw my name in the battle raps and shit.
Facts.
CO Wave got that effect tonight.
Hey.
It's more the same. You're not gonna take my brother through that.
Yo. I go by the name of New Ski, man.
New Ski.
In the building, man. Let's kick that shit. Yeah. Ready to stand up, Look, and when I did with it hard, if this shit was a pot, these niggas still couldn't handle the way I pack my flow like stepping down with Jesus sandals. And it changed the skin monster king, I feel like Randall. Ducking the scandal, but it still won't come because I'm Vito. New schizo, brighter than a white Tito. All these bars that you later like you pop mosquitoes. Bar hopping, taking shots of Tito's. I got some partners tucking choppers on this cause their ego. We all a posse like the mob, we pull up in tuxedo. R.I.P. my cousin B from NY to the Vito. We still speaking Berlingo. I'm trying to save my family and my people. Spill flows, I'm on the hoes and killing all my equals. Heavy headed, I chose to wear the crown at any time to be beheaded. I chose a different style, you get this shit, you need me credit. Keeping my feet beneath me, no niggas can get beheaded. In the pursuit of lettuce, the whole beat shredded. My name being embedded. Moments like these I relish. Also be haters jealous, hanging on the words like trellis. That's we use to hang your dough. You ain't fair, no poppy brody. You can't handle that shit. You being D-line, I used to scramble and hit. I got a ring for couldn't focus, that shit short in the field. Drop out of college, I'm thinking, man, I gotta get a deal. Catch me at RVA Rap Elite. I'm just working on my skill. Could destroy your will, but I be moving godly, so I won't kill this beat. I just keep it happen. I'm fighting, and I'm really from the city. Most of these niggas be proud and honesty. I be nodding, I ain't never popped the pill though. These on raps feel slow. You'll see what's behind the fucking mind, like a rap dildo. Niggas corny like the hill toe. Back in the club, fucking shit, New ski, man. It's my time, man. Shout out RVA Rap Elite, dog. Off the top, me.
No heel toe slander though.
So many skis out here.
My man said corny like the heel toe. That's crazy.
Hey, look.
Shout out to the heel toe, man. We used to everybody used to get down with the heel
You know
toe.
what I'm saying? Even my punk ass used to do that shit.
Nah, dope verse by Newski. I like the wordplay. I like some of the rhyme structure. It wasn't like a super lyrical verse. It had some jabs in there, just some jabs and things. He did, fumble a verse at the end, which would definitely cost him some points. But I also feel like you could tell that the verse to me wasn't all the way baked in to the memory bank. You know what I'm saying?
He started freestyling, right?
I think so. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. You could tell he wasn't all the way comfortable in the delivery. So it's like,
Nice.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was still a good delivery. It's still, but I could just tell he could have brought the material a little bit tougher. And then as far as like on a lyrical perspective, I think that the lines, we could have got something that was a little bit more complex, a little bit more clever. But I felt like he had some really dope, slick lines in there and just some real talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was like more like a vivid thing than a lyrical thing. You know what I'm saying? But the rhyme schemes were dope. The flow was cool. It was definitely a good performance. It was not by any means a bad performance. It's just a little more preparation, push that pen a little harder, and that score gonna go up.
Salute. Next up to the stage, Tracy. Make some noise for Tracy, y'all.
Back-to-back skis.
Back-to-back skis. Now Trey ski. It's a new ski, and this is Trey ski.
Like an 80s hip hop joint, you know what I mean?
Peace to the rap god.
Peace, beloved. Ski couple seeds and them seeds just can't fuck with. Cause I've been doing this for like 3.5 times. And in that time frame, I never came over no ass crime. The keys were being broken, I've been nice ever since. Call me a bartender, cause when I got no off to leave your head spin, I got a thing for the suede sense and polo this. No roll for the crew, we mostly also don't know shit. Chillin', sippin', getting this all in the split.
coming for verses to show these cats the way that you supposed to spit. When it comes to bringing smoke in the mayhem, I'm a chief geek blunt. You a CBD vaping, so turn up the track. I'm about to murder these cats like pussy pigs out in server when I'm serving these packs. Easily discern from the whack because all of my verses be cracked. One of the best you probably heard me was that. I put in work, I in that cat with niggas speakers accolades and other niggas start flipping out facts. Take it from me, you might be drawing a blank, but I bet pray that up your favorite rappers making them see straight to the ski, verbally rude and E equals MC squared to y'all equals MC rude. So if you go physically fucking with me, you won't get roasted, nigga. I spit some link to your pen and pluck my roach in it. To pluck my roach in it. If yo was ready, everything was still rock. This was the getting burned nowadays. It's real flop, still not the equivalent, or even the equivalent, or even the resemblance of. Let me put that back, yo. Alright, here we go, fuck it. I know it's rare to hear a nigga with skill rock, cause what's been getting burned nowadays is real flop, still not the equivalent, or even the resemblance of even 150 if for what a lyricist is, cause they ain't time tools and lame, so they need more time before they rhymes get abused and get remain. We'll be up against whoever do, special on win, cause I spit sick like I pulled up some chest on flip, and I don't rip mad kids. It's like I learned how to defecate from my mouth, cause I spit that shit. I'm an animal straight attacking. These clans don't be rapping as serious as me. I'm like a Land O'Lakes factory, the way that I've been churning out butter. This cat is up a graphic than the crucifixion and the passion of Christ.
Time.
Trey just going just abuse the time limit. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with that though. You know, I fuck with that. You know, not encouraging people to just do that. Please,
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
No extra points off that.
Yeah. But you know, I thought steady flow. You know what I'm saying? Cool jabs. Definitely. You know. Definitely push the pen harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give us some more clever lines. You know what I'm saying? Something that can move the minds in the room. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because I'm sure he got it.
He got it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's definitely, you know, he's a person that it's good to the ear to hear him rap. You know what I'm saying? Like just the voice, the approach, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely like a harken back to like a Prodigy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we do need this nigga. He's crazy. So we definitely need
the infamous. Come on now.
I'm talking about the delivery and just like, you know, just the energy that he brings.
Not the HNIC.
You know,
come on now, keep it thorough, nigga. Stop playing.
Yeah, just you know, Tracy push the pen a little harder. He said that too. You know, he felt like he got to get back on his MC shit and like, you know, throw those punches around. But I'm looking for. I think with Trey, it's like a thing of like we need to see him be on show up on a consistent, repetitive basis. Like it's one thing about folks. I tell people all the time, like when it comes to wanting to grow in this space, it doesn't help you to take a lot of breaks. You know what I'm saying? Like you do need some consecutive months and then take you a break but you know what I mean, here and there. But like coming, you're showing up once and then taking a month off or taking a few months off and then coming back again, you're not gonna sharpen up as fast. You know what I'm saying? It takes that repetitive continuance. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this month and then roll that energy right into the next month. Otherwise, it's kind of like starting over again. It's like being in the gym, yo.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You working out today, if you take a week and, you know, take a couple months off, you kind of starting over with that growth. So
all right. Next up to the stage, Old Dirty Vegan.
Ghost. You heard me? Did you?
Next up to the stage.
That was both of us.
Right?
Fun. Make some noise for fun.
Oh shit.
See? I ain't seen him either.
Oh, my shit.
Man. We went from 2 skis to no shows. Next up to the stage.
That was not even
Jamal,
funny.
make some noise for Jamal, y'all.
That was not funny radio.
2 skis and no shows. Bars.
That was improv.
Yo, what's up, Cypher family? All right, let's get it.
Big Mall.
The OG.
Let's go.
Yeah, check it. Cypher so dope, I'm hoping something gonna overslept. That's a compliment with the thing I'm overstep. Passing on hobby, I missed the karate, but I came to take a shot and step over the bodies. So many bars, you think I'ma stop piling. All black sections of brown, I'm rock violence. The hot pit will lead the mic strips of Suboxone. Popping activated charcoal and piss out the toxins. Benjamin Banneker, John, we put the canister, pointing a stepper. You just holding on to the banister. I'm laser sharp, waiting for the experts to replace my art. It's dripping like red plastic on the maker's mark. I'm AU on the periodic table chart. So well connected, I ain't even gotta play or dark. I just laugh when I look at you try. Bunch of so-called hustlers with a customer vibe. Walking the streets like you really them guys. A bunch of fiends. I feel like screaming out to survive. And yo, I was told that laziness breeds bad luck. Hard to comprehend when the numbers don't add up. What you expect when you make up garbage? What's the difference between a liar and a made-up artist? Yeah, steady pace, marathon, over the waist. Grab a handful of shade and go across your face with a hypnotic school pack. 808 boom back. I'm bringing back the great big gang. Where the fuck home at? Aiming at the crowd, buckshots hit the damn me. Third eye vision clear, like a Secret Service earpiece. I'm outside, running with the grizzlies in the forest. They posted in the dining room, crushing the porridge. Me, I'm in the freezer, throwing out the swordfish. Ancient graffiti under my eyes like Horus. Eating organic food off a dirty plate. I caught the blue and still pulled out a 38. The dice tumble. I smacked the cash on the concrete. Open toe sandals, showing off my bronze feet of back. Side by side, I'm a Jason dog who popped to every story like the lids on a mason jar. Rapid speed, high definition, like a Jason bar. Big blade, holding my mask. I'm a Jason dog.
Oh,
Yo,
only nigga to rap about open toe sandals out there. Come on now.
Horace Bar, the Bannister Bar, the Banneker Bar, a lot of bars, yo. Jamal had a lot of dope content. I think the only thing that hurt him here as does other performances is the flow being so, it's kind of one way, like kind of methodical. It doesn't have any fluidity to it, and I think that's kind of what hurts. I think it hurts the content, where I think the content doesn't land.
It should.
I think it's a lot of the product of, you know, the era that he you know, rocks with, or the, you know, comes from or whatever, like that. His flow is very reminiscent of that,
Yeah.
you know.
Very true.
Yeah, and that's a difficult thing to break.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's a difficult thing to break. But you know, that's what we're here for, is at any stage and any level, you know what I'm saying, is the growth and development aspect. So
Peace to Wansky in the chat.
You know what I mean?
shout out to Wansky in the chat. I seen Islam Rap God was in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So shout out to the homies, man.
Yeah, God.
Sir.
Yeah, I think with Jamal, I think this is actually like content wise, and maybe this beat didn't really complement that particular flow either. Like there's some beats where it's that flow can kind of like live a little bit better. And I don't think this complemented that flow too tough. So it kind of let the content feeling flat, even though like when you listening to what he's saying, like he's actually like saying some shit. Like bar for bar for bar. So shout out to Jamal.
All right. Next up to the stage, Kilo Kai. Make some noise for Kilo Kai, y'all.
Shout out Jack Sparrow in the chat.
You know what I mean? Big Jack.
Jeez. Next up to the stage, Balu. Make some noise for Balu.
Baloo outside.
Balu Ga.
Bro, what you, bro?
It's fire. If he made a record like called Beluga, like that would be fire.
Yeah.
Like I'm the big fish out this bitch, nigga. What the fuck is you talking about?
That's fire.
Facts. That shirt is fire.
Balu pronoun like him, John. Man really stand for something like him, Dawson. Count on my hands to subtract limbs off. Count on my digits, I'm about to go idiot for the long division. I bought the Simeon. Taught these Simeons to walk like Gideon. Torch the tenements, I give you the light. But you better black God like Israelite. Even the white knights getting into the fight. If we on the mask off, it's an Indian life. Last call for these shots for the Indian night. Shut down your whack bars, move, fill it with mice. Rats, whatever, brother. Why they all stop the light? Why they all running high till we shed the line? They can't see it. Jesus plastic, can't eat it. Amazing, seen it, can't leave it. Feels like treason. Inhale so long I stop breathing. Inhale so long I see demons. Must be dreaming. Fell so far I lost focus. This struggle feels like stop motion. Gotta keep floating in hopes to escape the animatrix. Move these lines like animations.
Come on, man.
Pages.
Technical difficulties.
Come on. Come on, come on, come on. And now for a word from our sponsor.
About to cook goat stomach like a Haitian. Mommy had a DNT, they thought she had a baby. Black sheep on DNT, I'm clear. Mommy had a DNT, they thought she had a baby. Black sheep on DNT, I'm on the baby. UEP on the Black sheep on the DNT, I'm praying on the pages. UEP on the yeah, brothers. I got that. But thank you. Black sheep on DNT, I'm praying on the pagan. You can get the A-man or we can get the A-man. Shit.
Yo, to say this. I every month I feel like Balu says something that I really fuck with. Like he has.
That's very true.
Very true.
It's very frustrating.
It's frustrating as shit because I know he got some shit.
Because you could like hear his mind working in a very good space as far as like, you know, being able to make punchlines and, you know, connect dope lines. But it's like you just want him to conform to a certain regular style of rapping.
Facts, bro.
Because if you can have a uniqueness with your flow, but if it's not,
it's not connected, like do something else.
Yeah, if it's super hard, like you gotta try to make it more pleasurable to the ear, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I feel like if his flow is just more fluid and he just maybe just took a little bit more time to learn his verses and just connect them bars more, his shit would be a lot more fire because he does say some
shit. Facts.
He's saying some shit. Like he opened up with some shit. Like he opened up with fire. Like I really stand for something. Like Pim Dog. Like this nigga was opening up with fire. Like come on,
bro.
Inhale so long I stopped breathing.
Come on, man. It's like dog. Like please connect this shit.
The amen, or we can get the amen. Like
come on, bro. Like he really be saying some shit. We just need that shit to connect.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just really, and I told him in the chat, it's really like taking it seriously. And I've been saying this for months. The conviction. We need the conviction. Like if you feel like you could dance your way through this, and once again, I always try to caution folks, to not take away from people having fun. And I said this in the chat to him. I don't like to tell people not to have fun with it, but sometimes, that shirt is fire. I said that too. The shirt is fire. Shout out to Pop Burner and shout out to Jack Sparrow in the chat. But like sometimes the having fun with it kind of takes away from tapping into a space that can make you competitive. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I guess it all depends too. Like, do you truly feel like you have what it takes to make it into that sudden death? Because if you do, then you
take a little bit more serious.
Yeah, you should know what it takes if you've been coming to the events for a certain amount of time and you see who, you know, been going there. You hear what them guys is rapping like it's not no joke.
Facts.
And I feel like that's what I always feel like, especially if you're back to back month after month after month, then you're here for a reason, right? You're not here just to like, you know, express yourself or anything like that. Maybe you are, but I feel like most of our MCs are here for the growth and for the development and to win. Ultimately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and to climb those ranks. You know what I'm saying? So I would like, you know, we need that conviction. We need that seriousness and switch the flow up so that you can give different kind of life to the because his penmanship is dark. That's the thing. Like what he's saying is actually like dark. Like there's a dark undertone to like all of those lines.
But you can hear his wittiness come out.
Yes.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So
bro, connect 2 and 2 together, man. Just make this shit happen.
Put it all together, bro. Put it all together.
For real.
I like how he's controlling his tone more though. Throughout the verse.
Yeah. All right. Very clear.
Next up to the stage.
He obviously listening because
he does listen. He does watch recaps. He checks out for the recaps. My man Dub T.
Big. You know what I'm saying? Pop, lock, and tape.
Been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. No excuse. Go back to the platform. I'll respect you. Older than most. How y'all can be a nephew? But I ain't your babysitter. Elizabeth Shue. Next like they're almost light up his viewer to hear the name call. Spray y'all. Hearts like paintballs. Be a cakewalk. Know the flame hot. Burn your face off. Thirsty. Someone get these men. Minnesota, St. Paul, word play off, the charts and graphs, hard to match, artifacts that harken back to when you needed bars to rap. Put you in cardiac arrest, straight heart attack on your back, like bars attacks, hard pass, no like the peel film, fear kills, close your eyes, keep real still, hit the symbols, tracks the symbol, have essential samples mingled with crashing symbols, first name, last initial, dub T, keep the sandwich simple, a little mustard in a plastic pickle, bunch of methods come and get it, everyone's attempts at something better have been unsuccessful, only one effector, the dungeon beckons, house of the dragon, soon as you let them out they won't back in, that's the sound of them scratching, it's that or melodic from splatters revolving, if you haven't get caught up, that shit is off with the chain and happening often, Richmond is a big city next to Dinwiddie, where North meets South like Chris Christie in a Winn Dixie, progressive thought, renaissance, better not ever stop, political attraction like stick handles, left is hot, flow cold, like Rickles left like Holly dead, no home, where you listen to what mommy said, witnessing a sloppy mess, in the angel, all be dead, fuck what you heard, I'ma win this shit like Johnny Depp.
The fucking dub T, bro.
Fire.
Bars. Those
Yes.
stuck the landing, the Johnny Depp line, the
Man.
Mars Attacks line.
Yo, that shit was hilarious.
Like it's
Richmond
The one-
compared to Dinwiddie and shit.
the Vlasic pickle. It's like, here's the thing about Dub T, and some people that watch it with the naked eye or haven't been following a platform that long may not really understand, you know, what they're seeing. Sometimes you have these MCs that come along on the platform that are just unorthodox. They have their own style. So like every bar that comes out of every MC is not the same as the next bar, or one person that may not necessarily be able to say the same thing Dub T says and it have the same effect.
Right.
That's the part of knowing who you are. Right? That I think people forget that. There's a point of knowing who you are, knowing what your style is, and embracing that style and delivering upon that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what
Dub T
creates the reaction. It's not just like, oh, we seen this person get better and that. No, sometimes it's really just seeing a person in their element. You know what I'm saying? Like not anybody could drop that simple sandwich, mustard and a Vlasic pickle. Like it's the context in which he's dropping that bar and how he's delivering it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing with like comedy, for instance. You know what I'm saying? Like jokes hit different coming from different comedians because of everything that you can see about that comedian, what you know of that comedian, their voice, their inflections, the delivery, their timing, all of these things play into a cipher. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people understood that. Like when back in the day when we used to be on a corner or you in a park setting where people know they converge and you have these different types of MCs with different styles that might walk up on the cipher and drop a 16. You understand what I'm saying? Like you getting all these, it's like how a person shows up is how they're received. You know what I'm saying? Like think about, for instance, the backstage cipher with DMX, J, and then the security dude. When the security dude.
Oh, DMX is definitely a nigga that can only say certain things.
For sure.
That's another one. Amen.
And how he says it. You know what I'm saying? In that cipher,
right.
Gotta what he said, thin something that put put pinstripes across your windpipe. Like it, like the way that he delivers that shit, it sounds like, oh my God, like it's gonna immediately this response from you. Jay might not be able to say that far and it have the same effect, but there's things Jay can say that DMX can't say that have the same effect. The Muslim dude comes in and makes everybody go, ah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
niggas
it's a thing
crazy
about
off that shit.
Right.
Understand who you are when you show up. And Dub T is an MC that does not pretend to be anything other than who he is, and he plays up to it. He plays up to exactly what he looks like, plays up to exactly what he sounds like. So when he's in his element, it's gonna hit. So for those that are not, for those that don't get that, that's a key thing in these settings is embodying who you are and pushing that to the limit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dub T. That was a breakout performance from him. I felt like for him, this was a little bit more venom in that delivery and a little more structure than a lot of times we're used to seeing. A lot of times he breaks free from that to just have fun. And I felt like he was in this one.
We like this one.
And those questioning it, you hear how the room is reacting.
We're starting now. Next up to the stage, Chef Token, y'all. Make some noise for Chef Token.
She's Neff.
First off, drop my nuts. There was a heavy load, 30 shots. Came with enough to see the better scope. Natural fit, perfect position. No, I see cap, but don't. What I mean is this, go flip. Put up in that trophy home. Big style, I spit it with one shot. It's gun control. Y'all got scared of that thing. Look at that fucking hole. Big one with a box on top. So what's the up below? Then when I'm freezing them, oh, G, look at that same flow. Fuck them if you're a whole lot. Maybe I'm like this whole block. This is all, niggas. So maybe I need it. Mom, you can Photoshop. Say your mom and I said hi. Should've been a better pop. Talking about you jumped off the porch. I left you at the dock. Hold it in, caught it away. Second to the spot. Please they call a boy shot. I'm making a little bit of line. For minor disagreements, they find them in the small box. They gon' get slumped through the wall. Bitch, I ain't moving a shooter like a moving and smoke. When they hit man maneuver like, I had to stop real short. Cause Dr. in the chamber coaching all my games. The bitch niggas, non-shooters. My bitch is on a different level. It's in the basement. I'm backing up with the grapes around. You're looking to taste it. I got the key out of pocket. Hold on a second. Watch me make a order after throwing up a full speech. For the Corona is long, nigga. I'm gone feeling. All trooping like straight forward with Paul Tisman. All daily, straight forward with an arsenal. Thinking that's arsenic flow. If I'm in partner, bro. But if you're hanging out the bed like that partridge, yo. Stop all for 2 years. Leave the spots, yo. It'll be shots all around till the bar is closed. And the doc saying, fuck it, it's too hard to blow. Every bar is closed. When I remove the rib, shit just ain't shot. You niggas, my operation is slow. You in the pocket like a leap over your safety goes. That's a money shot. Each nigga, the bank is closed. Like a car, nigga, I said focus. Almost like a gossip, I eat the game in my own floor. Hope we go away in life. I'm fucking joke them. Made a post so fresh like the Martin Rosen. Eric on that bullshit, nigga, I'm hot short. Jack Sunday, I'm a nigga that came to smoke them. 2 of these at the end of your life. That's how I call them fucking 2 of these.
All right, so Chef Token was rapping. He was rapping, he be rapping, he's been rapping, he's been advancing. What I think happened here, one, how you holding the mic. At the beginning, you were cuffing the mic and it was making it very difficult to hear you. The rest of the time, you're holding the mic at a distance from your face.
Cuffing that bit.
Let's bring the mic right here. And one, everything that you're saying is going to be way clear from a consistent, from an entire standpoint. I think that's a big piece for Chef Token, especially in this particular instance on that particular night. One, I want to say give your words a little more space to breathe. I feel like it's like, and it's like there's a pace that's cool, but it's making it to where the words are not getting, the bars are not getting their own. I don't know. It's like hard, that flow pattern doesn't lend for the bars to hit or there to be a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a little bit better pacing there. But I also feel like in this instance, because he wanted to take shots, and he had some lines in there, like he said something, burn the Quran, it was like Islam line, he was going at, he had Chef Trey Authentic line in there. Definitely had some shit for CO Wave.
Yeah.
But it's like, as he was doing that, he was getting more hype. And hype, he was getting less clear.
Why people... Podcast was acting like CO Wave on fire last episode. I don't understand.
It was it's a lot of people saying he was just being loud. I
don't understand.
Like that was, I mean, you hear that a lot, and I'm just like, listen, if you watch, you know, every time we post a clip from that cipher or either of the performances he's had thus far, other than this one, which we haven't posted anything from yet, man, it's a lot of comments, a lot of likes, a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of engagement. People really are fucking with what he's doing because he's rapping really well and he's delivering with conviction. I don't know about, I mean, yeah, it's loud, but that's because he's got great vocal projection. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
Facts.
It's very clear. But we'll get to CO Wave when it's his time. But yeah, I mean, I just look at it as a competitive thing, you know. Everybody's just competing with the guy that came in and shook shit up. We never saw somebody get a 30 in sudden death and a 30 in the first round. I think that kind of ticked some folks off a little bit, you know. And this is your first time through, you know what I'm saying? And you double sudden deafing with the previous MVP and you snatch, you know, so.
Next up. Facts.
All right. Next up to the stage, C Spicy. Make some noise for C Spicy, y'all.
Spice God.
Hey man, when you scored higher than me last time, I want you up here. I got some shit to say. Please don't take these shots to get the clips long if they want piece. Walk up on the stage, but they built it down to one piece. Goddamn, being done. Playing with these honkies, fast bro, you see the C-stick, get the taunting, gas roll, get the weed, they can't hear you talking, moving on the beat, I got more power than Allstate, beating, before I push rappers in the coffin, a lot of dead rap careers in the room, so they're haunted. Hey, what the fuck y'all doing? Still on the beat, but I'm not top cruising. Heard say that the flow goes stupid. Top 3, recognize my movement. Don't see fit, think I'm a shooting. From the soda, tired of losing. Preface nigga hot boy for losing. Show them out with a flow like cruising. Talking to keys, said it before and I'll say it again. If you want smoke, we'll look like a TV. All these rappers take a beating. Getting shot at weather this easy. Nigga track down Leo Luigi. Every cycle I roll like an E. Rap through the first side of schemes me. First 60 bites, fucking around and I'm gonna play nice. Only get down like this, I'm only trying. Easy my blue, so I drop it like pies. Like he's a rubber, I'm not talking breaking my limit, go over the top, take the shot, find the rhymes, you don't know real life, so try me. This is how I come on the track. Look at the things so whack. I'm even after all your fan base, including the Islam God rap. Move like that on the page, but I'm Tony Stark and the way snap on Pop Bird, Chef Token, I'm called you out, will be a rap. I ain't got a real business step, I'm just go with my guns back. From Pop Bird, I can't really earn which stands on lipstick, over fat. My shots, don't worry about that. My shots, don't worry about that. Fucking around, I'm just checking the clip. My shots, don't worry about that. Oh shit, feel like Wonsky, I'm getting too late. You a doctor, so how's your shit? Grab an addict, you need more this. I'm gonna break the top on this. Sick of words from the fucking poets. I don't think that they fucking do it. These ain't all boards in the spinach, Jay. That's key speed, something about his face. I took the sticker right off your room, is cute. You was looking like a square today. Look around, flip out the Try to be your blessing about the up because like you're joking watching nothing is up and they never know line. You try to clash through but tights out of time, but everyone else like you start to see a wave and it's like you don't know how this windows like I'm the empty like the dog's fight. So it's like oh this is super spike. Let's be
Hey, yo.
Biggity
That dude
spicy.
was rap.
Hey, bro,
He was
I love his progression.
Yo, facts.
I love
Nicholas
it.
Seff. Shout out to Nicholas Seff.
Peace, y'all. Peace. Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, word. Yeah, peace, everybody. Peace.
Peace, bro.
I'll try to cut the camera on soon as I can.
Bet.
I mean,
Yo, C Spicy was fucking rapping.
Yeah.
He rapped fast, but he was saying shit in the fast rapping. So I want to be clear about that.
Facts.
Like, yeah, a lot of people get into the fast rapping shit, but they don't really be saying shit. But he was saying shit while rapping fast. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
he did something like Pop Burner ain't even earned one. Because he was taking shots at everyone. He was like, Pop Burner ain't even earned one, but something. And I'm like, yo, the way, the scheme, he said,
it.
the line I was running around off of was the key speech line. He said, I take all the stickers off of your Rubik's Cube. You was looking like a square today.
Yeah. I'm not going to act like it was
That's
the
hard.
easiest rhymes to understand as far as clarity, but he was saying some things. Did he say something about me? I felt like he said something about me in there.
He might have.
They might have.
Might have. That's what I'm saying.
have.
The clarity. We gotta get that straight, baby. But he was saying
it was a
things.
little too fast to get everything clear. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you can figure out how to get those words clear, some of those sharp, slick things that you're saying in that fast rap can get the appreciation that it deserves. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But like you said, still the progression
he
is
ran out
crazy.
of breath toward the end. He ran out of breath toward the end.
But I'm glad to hear him rapping like how he's rapping, because this is not like he wasn't doing this.
He wasn't doing it. No.
Yeah, episodes ago. So this episode and the last episode have been some really good steps forward for him.
Amen.
That's a fact.
Please continue.
And he won the ticket contest again.
Again? Oh my God.
He's lost it one time. So I mean, he been getting paid to rap. You know what I'm saying, on Rap Elite for some months now.
You know what I'm saying? You call him C $sign out here.
That's fire.
Shout out to C Spicy, man.
Spice God.
C Spiggity.
Let's go.
My rap guy said you can hear me yelling when he called my name. Yeah,
he did say something about it.
Even the Islam God of rap, something.
Yo, bro. Come on, bro.
Thank you. Hey man, it's all love, man. I'm just trying to win, She's Spicy 99.
It's from Mukazo, y'all.
Woohoo. Word.
Fucks with Mukazo.
Oh man, if he can tie the comedy into this shit, it's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't new to this stuff. I've known it since before you even knew what it was. I am Mukazo. Get my name right, ho. I get loose on the mic, but my game tight, though. These MCs mad, so they hating on the low. Put the plug on hold, cause the mayor on the phone, yeah. I do my thing and now they pay to see the show. Yeah, I give a fuck, I'm straight from the 804. I knew that if I hustle, stay humble and patient, I can make everything these rappers say they be making. You know these rappers be faking. I see it all in your face. You sold the stove for that chain, now you in a sucking place. A slave to the label, they stuck in their ways. Been fucking niggas for years. You know, all of your rate. Trigger warning, jiggle want you on the blueprint. Stupid, who's sick? You kids. Truth is, you just lazy, baby. If you make a way to make your pay independently, you wouldn't need to say your name. I am the blueprint of what 40 to be. Don't be laughing if you're looking more 40 than me. And real hopper, still hopping on the latest, trying to make it off the fake shit. The life of gamble like Vegas. I am the short shot. You're not gonna stop my shine. I ain't even got a pop by now. Nah, Renaissance man. always got a plan. City on my back, money in my hand. Make them understand. Pittsburgh ain't playing. We really need it in. I can be humble, but I'm never gonna pretend I don't deserve number one. And I'm fucking top 10. Talking about a second round draft pick. Whoever passed me up need to get your damn hands kicked. Now watch your first pick and smoke like the land slip. Y'all rehearsing them sucking down verses. You don't need that shit tonight, dog. I just murked it up the circuit up. Guns first and blood squirting on my shirt, and that's the worst. I really wish you just killed you that first. Look, I'ma go, but let me get out on this. Put your money on move, bitch. I don't miss.
Is a dope verse from Mukazo. I like the delivery. I love his clarity. I love the character in which he delivers his bars. I just this one just didn't have the lyrical content.
Yep.
And the cleverness. You know what I'm saying? The cleverness. The thing about Mu is I don't look for him to be this complex lyricist. I do look for him to have clever, witty shit to say, and that, you know what I'm saying, that gives that entertainment factor. And
facts.
And you know, last time I think he had a little bit more like conviction in the content, like it was a little more sinister in the content, like, you know what I mean? And I didn't think he gave us that. I think this was more like kind of just, you know, having fun with it, you know what I'm saying? And
just talking shit.
Yeah, just talking shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, just a little bit more, you know, a little bit more, push that pen a little harder, or you know, bring that comedy element.
Thank you.
I mean, bring that comedy element to it that say that
witty
shit that the rappers can't say. You know what I'm saying? Like
bingo.
That witty shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we need from
Mukazo. I did hear him jump into a couple pockets in there though that I hadn't necessarily heard him hop into before either though. So that's pretty dope.
Definitely. We always look forward to Mukazo, so definitely look forward to the next time. So I know he has a lot of like obligations with different comedy shows, so he don't make it on a regular basis, but hopefully he's back soon. We got 2 episodes left.
Getting that money.
All right, next up to the stage, C'est La Vie. Make some noise for C'est La Vie, y'all.
Fuck with this dude right here.
How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? I go by the name of C'est La. C'est La Vie is actually my Instagram handle, but afterwards I'll let y'all get that. But go ahead. Yeah. Hold up. Yeah. Listen. Let me take it back to dark night. Matter of fact, let me put it in life. Urban shit is important. Rolling in switch here. Confidence with the heat and I'm locked in the system. All of it is intention. Sure, but try to resist it. You're thinking with my heart and my mind. I don't want to listen. Y'all will give me persistence. Y'all niggas keep distance. Rapper is the rapper. Energy, I'm on a mission. And promise that I need everything on my plate. Working consistency, who I take on that minute day. Focus on the tickets with the juice. Cause it's minute, baby. So I started changing up my music in a speedy way. Swear that I see these days. I probably will be changed. I probably crossed it off of a person without anything. I swear to my mama game. The word in the nominate. And don't see this music. Know it's no sweeter than marmalade. And yeah, boy, bitches. I rock my own bitches. I rock my own sound. The money, the only thing missing, niggas. I grip the street, got your police. And straight triggers just to make it where I make it. I ain't got no fuck. Fuck you, cause I'm ready. Yeah, you got some nice flow, but what I'm saying is, instead of preaching saying goals, you better glorify that. You know what judges do when they give it themselves. So I'm in the contract, and it's mine. How I get paid when I'm accounting? What's inside? If I want you, you're gonna be there. You're gonna resign. Maybe one day when I get back, I think they're aligned. So then I'm grinding. Hey, say la, hey, say la, hey, say la, hey. Again, I go by the name of say la. If y'all underscore BE. One more time, that's SELAH underscore BE. I appreciate y'all for it. Feel the time.
Shout out to Selah. Selah is dope.
Yep.
Flow patterns, fire. His voice is crazy. His presence is crazy. There's the wisdom in the bars. There's the consciousness in the bars.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I think, is missing as far as like pushing his score up higher in this setting is the lyrical content. You know what I'm saying? Just like the bars, the wittiness, the cleverness, the things that's gonna make you say, oh shit, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like there's not those bars, you know what I mean? Like we what I heard was good rapping, like really great rapping ability. You know what I'm saying? I would love to listen to him rap. You know what I'm saying? I would love to hear that verse on a record. You know what I'm saying? But in a cypher setting, you have to do something to set yourself apart when it comes to that pen. And it just didn't have those lines in there that, and once again, I always try to be, I don't like to use words like punchlines because there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know what I'm saying? That's not the only way to evoke a reaction out of the judges or the audience. It is like a setup or punchlines. It could be metaphors. It could be, it could be a gem that's dropped. It could be a lot of different ways that you move people, but you gotta move them. You know what I'm saying? You have to figure out within your style how you go about moving the people. You know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes it's watching the environment, seeing what works. That's why I say coming back multiple months is so necessary in the advancement of this thing, because it allows you to not only feel the stage out and run off your momentum, but also allows you to pull off of like, okay, I saw this work, I saw that work, this is what they be looking for, and then taking that and immediately putting that into, as opposed to like you taking some months off, you went and lived life, you came back again, you're gonna come back the same way you came the first time, 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? So I hope Selah come back. I would love to continue to see him on the platform. Obviously, those that are watching, we still got slots available for episode 44. Any other commentary or any other opinions on Selah?
No, you said everything. That was great.
Word.
All right. Next up to the stage, Pop Burner. Make some noise for Pop Burner, y'all.
Hi.
Oh, Pop. Let's get it.
Now it's one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. I'm fuck, she's smirking. This fifth boss is close curtains. There's no secrets in my service. Y'all seem nervous. I don't buy them guns. I should be refurbished. That regardless, I'm gonna stop this shit. Got a death squad, no Arizona, my whole block sick. I'm toxic. 38 spinning circles when I'm boxing. Fuck her. Where I'm from, we hop the fence. I'm hot. Got an opposite. Y'all don't even look and sound right like white chocolate. Rich shit, no Parkinson. White tees and nights, I'm on my Harlem shit. Nice, I don't do it for the lights. I post up and let it go on sight. No throwing dice, I brought that same thing twice. I speak Spanish, so I'll pay the nigga price. But all you eat is sandwich, that shit change the nigga life. My best advice is leave me the fuck be. Shit get nastier than Buckley's on big P's. I bust these, got a bone, my custies. You only crime when you crush cheese. I crush dreams, you don't want this here. Trust me, if I send you way up, staying up in it. Hey, bro, look what I got. Who the fuck cares? Your head for your ass get shot with all the tough stairs. Nobody got it all upstairs. I'm itchy, get pulled on $150. One shot on the whole 50. Used to run the block like, nigga, let me hold 50. Now I'm at the dock, so popping, he about to throw 50, both passing. All you see is ass and titties. And all that's on my mind, I'm cashing it. Soon as I hit the city, while y'all niggas laughing, I'm stacking. Trying to hit it, Billy. Soon as niggas start acting, I'm clapping. Off that crow, Billy. Capping, get you sent home, Billy. In the suit, the prime box. Man, that's how you get jiggy. I was getting pussy since Trump was fucking this piggy. Touch mine and make fingers. This little piggy. Prince I king. Never see me without the city. I'm super fly. No Jimmy. No sucker. Look sucker. I'll book fuckers the Mac Mini. To your back like a book cover. That's cook sucker. Black hitty. Back out like the spill rubber. When all that give me. Out in the jacks. If you run all the bounce out. Get knocked out. No biggie. I'm in your mom's house. Big biggie. Throw shots. She's showing all that.
Yo, Pop Burner, this is a style that it's like I love. It's so refreshing to hear that style.
You know why? Because he's from the era, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just hear it. He's from the era, like the lines, the flows.
Yeah, it's
New
like
York shit.
This is the thing, right? It's so crazy because Pop was like, after this joint, he was like, oh man, I guess this is not my crowd. And I'm like, yo, it's not even that. And he's speaking of the judges more so than he's speaking like he didn't like his score. And let me first speak on why I feel like he could have got a higher score. One, I love the unorthodox way that he breaks his rhyme patterns, but sometimes in the way that he does it, he gets a little lazy with where he breaks it and where he goes with it. So it kind of leaves the verse being a little sloppy. Like it's kind of like, it's like I love the freeness of it, but you gotta tighten that up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta tighten that up because if you're gonna break the rhyme pattern, at least make it work. At least leave me a gem there that's gonna be like, oh shit, it was worth it. But if not, if that line falls flat and the rhyme scheme's sloppy, then you kind of have to battle your way back up. So it's like, I think those are the things that I think kind of make it. And then some lines are slick, and then some things are just like jabby jabs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we need some haymakers from Pop.
That's it.
I love the I speak Spanish, so I don't pay the nigga price. To me, like
I can resonate with that shit.
I love that line. That was like one of my favorite lines of the night. But and here's what I wanted to say about Pop, right? It's like I get what he's saying when he says like this might not be my crowd, because if this verse or a lot of Pop's verses were kicked on the block with around them type niggas, around them type niggas, and we already know the reactions to most of these lines is gonna be like, oh my God, like this nigga's wild. And so I know he's experienced that, right? Yeah. I know he's experienced those types of reactions to his raps. Yeah. So I get why he feels like, yo, this shit ain't, you know what I mean? I ain't getting, niggas ain't showing the love that I'm used to, feel me? Like I'm used to, like, but it's a different setting. That doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It just means this is a more universal, elevated setting. Like you gotta sharpen that shit up here and bring it, you know what I mean? You gotta elevate that style and sharpen that style up and deliver on it a little bit tougher than what you on the corner.
You know who his style kind of reminds me of? Reminds me a little bit of R.I.P. Scummy, man. You know what I'm saying? Eastside. Remind me a little bit of Eastside.
Definitely.
But nah, I'll be honest, I've liked Pop Burner since the very first time I saw him. I think the first time I saw him was on the rooftop the day Cooler went dumb, right? I think that might have been the first time I saw him. And I've always liked him. And I agree with some of the feedback. I would say, I think where I kind of got lost was probably about 3/4 of the way through it. I think there were just some timing issues where it seemed like he got just like a little bit off beat. Yeah. but had it like not been for that, like, I mean, I wasn't there to judge last week, so sorry guys, but I think it was a pretty good. I think it was a dope verse, and had it not been for that hold up, I thought it was a pretty fire verse.
Facts, and I think I don't have the scores in front of me. Let me
You got a 8.5 for me and you, and 7 of these.
The shit with him talking about getting him from the dock or something. Like, yeah, he's talking that mixtape shit, that early 2000.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This rap shit, like that. Yeah, that shit I came up on. That's like, I would love to hear him and Tone Red go back to back in a cipher. Like, and by that point, you know what I'm saying? I'd be all the way back on.
On some like outside shit. We might have to film some of that content. You know what I mean? I think we need that. I would love to get an acapella pop burner verse.
That would be dope.
Some content.
That'd be hard.
We're gonna get that.
Get them on the show.
I don't pay that nigga, bros.
That is so. If you gotta understand.
You gotta understand.
That's such a street bar. Like, oh my god, I don't pay the nigga price.
That's hard.
Then here come nephew.
Real life shit. Look, I said, I really rap, yeah, that's a back end. You here to check that out and bring out change from like a cash in. This year, the last year, big steps like Shaq did. I invest in buying what you want. You would think I have shit. But look, if I show you love, then don't you act weird. You see me in the club, don't rush to get me jacked in. I done jacked in. PTSD from beef in the streets. Sneaky but strapped there. I know life ain't half there. That's when you gotta have beer. But yup, I'm back here with these bars for you. Up front row the parks on them. Soon as they get lit, niggas start running. I pull up on the whip and just start dumping, letting that gas quick. A nigga leave his keys in his car running. I'm far from the person that'll lie to your face, so y'all can relate. I just be needing time in my space. If you know how to act with your knowledge, then acknowledge the great. We don't do threats around here, so we be promising things. A lot's gotta change. We praise the one that's sloppy and lame. Niggas be popping pain pills and it be not for the pain. That's obviously straight to it. I ain't dropping no names for bonus levels. I ain't never seen this side of the game, man. I be switching on the star. A bitch, I did me wrong. I knew where I belong, but I was sitting from above. I hit a lick for benefits and split it with my dogs. Now they can't hit me up unless it's Benjamin's involved. I ain't as ignorant as y'all. That nigga's real, these niggas fraud. Man, I skill with your heart. Shit get real when shit get dark. I keep familiar with your heart. The niggas kill you for your heart. When rebellion wants to kill, I keep giving them a shot. That's the big first, but I'm your ops. Pushing peas, lots of pots. A lot of greed, a lot of keys, a lot of machines, from the jump. A lot of demons, some heathens, a lot of greed, but it's locked. Over 2, 4, 5, like a quarter to 3 o'clock. I'm in the spot. That's me, I be smoking weed a lot. Rhymes is dope, the heat are hot. I don't be wrong when you need cops. I'm supposed to be on top. You get close to me and watch. Come and talk to me. Usually it's like I'm Jonas with vibes. You trying to dope me. I got to be the closest to these tops. They can fuck with me. I talk to be some emotionally involved. I need to come across your neck just like a rosary design. They can fuck with me a vibe. I be so elite with mine. That's time.
Yo, that was a fire. That was a fire. That was the best real life verse we've gotten in a while to me.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it was as good as his championship verses, but it was a really good real life verse. I gave it a 9.5.
Yep.
You gave it a 10.
10. Yep.
He gave it an 8.5. What you thought? What was your feeling? Are you muted?
My bad. Yeah, so I thought it was fire. Flow was definitely dope. Yeah, just as far as it could have been better, just push the pen a little bit harder, but bars was there. Flow was dope. It was fire. You know, I just felt it was 8.5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought his I think his wordplay really was the star in that verse.
Yeah.
He had some crazy bars, but like the way he was stringing his wordplay together,
Right.
without repeating a bunch of words was really, really strong.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Super.
I feel like in terms of it not necessarily being a 10 possibly, had I judged, I would say there didn't seem to be any real haymakers, right? That kind of like flatten the room, which he is capable of doing. Like we've seen him flatten the room, like drop a bar that just kind of like suck all the air out the room.
True.
And that's kind of like a thing where you're competing against yourself in the standard that you've set for yourself in the past, right? Like had somebody else kick that verse, it might have been we might have went stupid, right? But you set a really high bar for yourself. That if you're listening in real life, you set a high bar for yourself to where you are competing with yourself, and that just sadly is the burden that comes with being good at your craft and what it is that you do.
It's interesting that you said that, because that was a revelation that a lot of the top MCs came to in the chat after this episode. So this is something that was discussed in the chat, and he was a part of that conversation. Like, yo, you just you're competing with the bar that you set for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But like Nick said, you do have to have a couple of those lines that do, stand out and shake the room, because you competing with yourself and the top MCs of the night. So like you want to have them, them crowd reactions and the memorable line.
That's the thing. If the other 10 verses of the other verses that get the 10s and 9.5s elicit that reaction from the room as well as the judges, it's kind of hard for you to get that same score without eliciting the reaction from the room.
But I mean, if you're getting a 10, you should be though. If you're getting a 10, you should always be eliciting.
That's part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crowd reaction, not everything, but as a 10 verse, you got to get reaction out of the room. Like you have to. Like otherwise, it just doesn't math out. It don't math out, because that's part of the equation.
Yeah, without a doubt.
All right, next up to the stage, Dr. Wanski. Wanski, make some noise for Wanski.
Damn, they did go early.
Uh-oh.
You know what? I wanted to. Oh, never mind.
Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to call that when you were saying earlier, in your feedback, the Pop Burn, you were saying it's not always necessarily a punchline. There's many ways to skin a cat. I think Wanski does a good job of delivering lines in different sort of ways. Yes. I think it's not always like a simile punchline with him, or right, like your typical story of punchline. Like he sets his bars up, and his wittiness comes across in different ways, even though he delivers it in that methodical, in that methodical punchline sort of delivery. He is delivering or getting his point across using an array of different tools, and that's why he's impressive.
You'll do storytelling in that same delivery.
Yeah.
And then the moral of that story, and the thing of that will
be a punch.
Right. It may not be a punch, but it may be the moral of the story that hits the room. Mm-hmm. Right. So it's like, instead of just telling a story, he sums the story up with the last line. Mm-hmm. That is the cleverness of that's how you entertain. And that's what you got to be thinking about when you come into these things. Some people have done the storytelling thing, and we'd be like, yo, storytelling is cool, but it's not really for this setting. He does it, but every time he does it, it has a closing.
Yep.
And
first time.
No, go ahead.
Oh, the first time I remember him doing that was when he came back and did that story about the 30s. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And him being talking to his homie in the park and what like shit was crazy. Like, and like I said, we don't really see a whole lot of that, but he's good at showing some lyrical gymnastics for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear it again.
Let's get it. Yeah. Look. This Rap Elite shit is more than just small business. It's more like a relationship that's long distance. I put in time and effort no matter how much it's costing. And if I live closer, then I be coming more often. I got an old soul like I'm deep in the shoe game. Too old to be fucking with the game. I ain't too changed. Leave a dick and two-faced niggas like I'm Bruce Wayne. Shots at how you popping like you ushered during New Flame. Won't watch the video, you silly hoe. Really, bro, you need to keep a vest like you work for the city, bro. I plugged in my girl from the city. I think I'm pity, bro. They run my shit back like trying to figure out that Missy quote. Put my thing down, then I put it in reverse. These niggas love my name, how they always put it in the verse. Y'all just peek at that recap footage. Bet it works. Then you'll see how landscape is ease doing nigga dirt. See, I spit and nigga ghost, but I could just stay and haunt you. It's cool. I can tell back in school, women they want you. It's tools for when bitch ass niggas want hate on you. Like fools eat that shit like Gerald from Hey Arnold. My girl think it's black that I black when I come to Richmond. I feel safer with the strap like I'm fat and that keeps the bacon. Easily do the punches. These other niggas can't stand me. Guess I'm the Sean Watson. How my flow coming in. Look, goddamn Ease. You serious, man? Radio, you serious, man? This nigga serious, man? You pro nigga, pay attention. You hear this, man? I come with the flow every month like a period cramp. I give it to you only how a real lyricist can. Leave it to me. I be giving it damn. Florida evidence when I drop. Niggas giving the damn. I like the switch and rap scene. I hope this shit get his man. I put a mean ass clip, a whole team that spit. See if I put it in my raps, then I mean that shit. I talk dirty about the trap, and I seen that shit. You talk dirty after trap, I bet I clean that shit. I got a tendency to talk when I spin without no heart. I have tick, it's on top like it's a fucking billboard chart. I do this shit with ease. Me and ease, we ain't no head. This wanna be like 3.5. I need my 8 this day, motherfucker.
Let me tell you about sticking the landing.
Wow. Yeah,
It's like there was that little stumble there, not stumble. It's like a trip of a word for real, and it could have cost him. But you know, in the emotion, right? For me, it was like, yo, this happened because it was that much emotion in it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I felt like that outweighed the trip. And then had he not closed it with the best line of the verse, like there were great lines in that verse, a bunch of great lines. The Sean Watson, the fucking, like it is a bunch of dope lines in that verse. But that last line, once again, telling the story and summing the story up. This time the story was about Ease and how he felt Ease was shorting him these points, right? He ends the shit by saying, you shorted me like 3.5s. I need my 8th today. Like, yo, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was a fire.
Fucking fire, bro.
Sorry.
I only give what's deserved though, so you know. I shorted no points. I only give what I feel you deserve. You know what I'm saying?
And
he can't argue that because he got a 30.
You know what I mean?
Nah, it was fire bars, top to bottom. That's what I like to hear.
He went stupid.
Definitely went stupid, and definitely
I like
did.
the land. I like
Shook
how he.
The room.
Yeah, he opened with the landscaping. He's doing nigga dirt shit was kind of fire. My shoulder is killing me. My bad.
And guy send you a chiropractor or masseuse or something over there.
Dog. Called the
But
Asian
yeah,
spot.
shout out to Wonsky. Those that don't know, he did go on to win this episode. That was his first 30 right there. It's the second hoodie that he's won. Yeah.
Fire.
You hear that reaction?
Hey, there was a lot of skis on this card too, man. Wonsky, Trey ski. What's the other ski?
New ski.
Another ski. There was another ski, man. There's a whole bunch of skis, man.
Is that
Just feeling like Aspen up there, man. These damn skis, man.
Is that the new Lil?
Yeah, yo, you got radio ski.
Shook the room.
I got beside myself for a second. You would know, Randy. Next up to the stage.
See, but that's enough. Real quick, that's another thing. How you know it was a dope verse? The time it takes for the next verse to start.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's not right away.
You see that reaction. That's what I was saying. Like when we first had, like you see the reaction. Like
you see it.
Like you can't discount that. Like, you know, I never want to be like, oh, crowd reaction is everything. But crowd reaction means a lot. It means a lot.
I'll tell you this.
Why it means a lot is if we were in a cipher, right? A real cipher on the street. How you know you killing it is the oohs and ahs of the rest of the MCs and the around and surrounding audience.
Yep.
Like that's the whole point.
I've always rapped for oohs and ahs, yo. Still to this day.
I
rap for reaction. And when I play my shit, I look for the reaction.
Yeah.
Eagerly. And you know what? I look for it for certain lines that I feel I know it's going to come from, but there are always those sleepers that I'm always super excited about.
Right.
But I'm always looking for a reaction. And half the time when I write, I end up saying something and reacting to it myself and saying, damn, that shit gonna be funny when niggas say that shit.
You know what? I feel like I've tried to underplay crowd reaction in this setting a little bit. Maybe more so than I should. Maybe because of coming from the battle rap side of things, you don't want to overemphasize crowd reaction in battle rap. Mm-hmm. But in a cipher setting, I feel
everything.
It's everything.
Everything, bro.
I feel like it's everything. I feel like because it always has been. In a real cipher, who's killing the cipher is who's making everybody go ooh and ah.
Yeah, whoever's making everybody react. Yeah,
especially from your peers.
Especially from your peers.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially from other MCs.
Like last episode when CEO finished. How long did it take for the next for the next person's joint?
Yo, what's the name? Got on stage.
It was like I don't know how to follow that shit.
Follow that.
Right.
Facts.
Don't you ever say no shit like that again.
Ever, bro.
But that goes to show you just the impact of it. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't discount that. That's not something that you can discount because the entire room felt it. And that's all that matters. You can't ask if Dub T killed it. Dub T got one of them type reactions.
Dub T is crazy, son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For those that, there's been some behind the scenes that asked if Dub T really rapped that much better than normal. He did. Yes.
Yeah.
That good.
Yeah.
Like if he put it together is what he did. Sometimes we can see the potential in a lot of the MCs. It's just when some nights they really put it together. You know what I'm saying? And that's not Dub T's best performance to come. That might have been his best performance to date, but there's still room for improvement there for him to get a 30.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is y'all, if y'all rapping to crickets, don't expect a 30. Period.
For real.
Let's get it. Long time OC like a blood bit. Swimming in deep water, still I get to my self-mission. Come for Red October, pump the way I shoulder. Make a gray sky stroller, I'm a gray sky stroller. Been a whole lot of Cubans with a fugitive. But when a nigga got juice again, I'm a pugilist. Prime Tyson when I'm writing, my mind fighting. So many demons still I find lightning. Put it in the pan, but first put a little span. Being back on the stage, I ain't put it in my plans, but refuse to stay away like Tom Hanks and Wilson. Cause when I'm in the system, my bomb shake the building. The river scale can't get the tail. Man, I walk away, blowing stick in hand, cap over my nigga hand. Don't need a seat in nobody take, but I flip the chair. Pride might have stunned my growth, but I don't mingle well. Just walk around with my gift in my bag, jingle bells. Hoping that one single cell will help my single cell. Look, these hooks running through my veins, nigga, sickle cell. Gotta show my ass like a Chippendale. Couple people said the wishing well, feel it there. And all of the people who don't wish me well, they wish me well. Man, cause the people feel my words spitting braille. Put an H on your back and haul ass like a sentence tail. CEO with his beats flow. CEO with his beastly flow. Squeeze the shit is in my spirit, no Ouija board. Feeling this when I'm killing this. Hey.
And that's the craziest thing about that whole CEO shit. I've never seen 804 Rel stumble a verse.
Bruh.
Never
It's never happened, right?
Rapping how he raps, and the nigga said CEO, and the rap stopped. That shit is crazy to me.
I feel like a lot of these cats stumble because they know that the disses ain't warranted, and CEO is fire. Like.
Niggas ain't believing this shit that they saying.
Yeah, right. Like, am I really saying this shit?
I'm picking on that man for no reason.
Right.
He ain't even been here that long. Ain't
that long at all, man.
Just came through and spit some fire. That's all. But no, I get going at the top dog or whatever. But
I get it, and I think what it was too. I think when the way that he became top dog, it's like somebody could win and it just be the one joint. But the way he came in, niggas knew he wasn't leaving.
Threats.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, he ain't leaving. So I might as well just go ahead and get at his top right balls. You know what I'm saying? But like, I might as well go at him right now because it's not like he about to come in here and be whack.
Because he's one of those guys you can see going on a run.
Yeah. Right. So you're like, fuck that. Let's just stop this right now.
Yeah.
let's just cut this shit right now.
this nigga get him out the way.
Went into a danger mode. Straight up.
DEFCON 3.
And shout out to him and Trey Authentic in the chat.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, word up. It's a feud going on. It's a couple of feuds.
Damn.
Say what you say.
All right.
Next up
to the stage, Key Speech. Make some noise for Key Speech, y'all.
Dog, did we legit have no women perform?
Yeah. Apparently, I'm a square face.
You all right?
Yeah. Shout out to C Spicy. Your bar stung.
It stung, yes, sir. At
the beginning of the night, that shit stung. Okay, that matters.
That matters.
Okay. Yo. The true disciple of the chosen one. Driven trouble waters race deep. Custom tailors so I can go on. Scientifically 101. Machiavelli's troublesome. Status quo, figures and punches to ancient Reeboks. Classic how I love this. Before and after school, how I bust it. Sipping moonshine, potato chips, and taste the buses. Fighting temptations, they the roughest. My safe word is civil rights with writing is the handcuffing. Conjunction, junction, rhymes connect like moving energy. Who shot Kennedy? Resting no flow from your community and entropy. A blind make you see. We got figures for the Ukraine, but if the working for that for kiddies, watch the mood change. I was changing a few things. Spit that 23 and me so sick, get the flu game. I stay tripping like tile floors with water dripping. Or get them box Gucci flip flops to Scotty Pippen. My future on fire, I'm pouring gasoline like it's codeine or Sprite. Touch my life, lose your life, that's fair warning. Like to mirror race, shoulda got, but you sleep like the salmon that you probably wouldn't pop. But hey, it's all video on the gram, be at the concert in person. We'll watch it through your cam, dog, who made you? This that golden era mixed with the shit. Shit my truth like how I'm family using Netflix membership. My mainstream line, take a route to Levi's and travel the further south for the pod tastes like E9. X and make the P9, residents in Seaside. Disconnect your three-way call, got Jesus on the main line. Walk in the DMV and cut your rim on either weight line. Switchblade, nickname, Wesley Snipes. I'm walking with it in the daytime. This ain't playtime. Locked in like Huck Finn using the N-word. I'm on already, not again. I'm in a very reference. Captain's Omega, big stepping. I came, killer beat on cue. Every murder weapon. 187, I murder physic expressions. Say answers to all your questions. Real my lawyer, no concessions. His beat, delicate lesson, that piece. I'm asking pressure, that piece. The path I'm trekking, I see. The whole progression I see. It's my succession, I teach. Get taught a lesson. Yo, either weapon live, activating my spidey senses. I'm heating up the dish with the 30, my curry stuffing. And Lord forgive my hands for all of their transgressions. Bang, bang, Smith and Wesson. Speech.
That motherfucker was rapping. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
That
Straight
motherfucker,
up.
that motherfucker was rapping. A lot of schemes in there.
Mm.
lot of punches, clever shit. I like the civil rights. We say my safe word is civil rights. When wifey get the handcuffing, like that shit. That's just ill. Like he has these reoccurring themes that he puts in there, like, you know, shit with wifey, conscious, like social issues like that are spliced into constant lyrical content. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I fuck with that. Like the it's a rapid fire flow. I think it does get a little off track at times. There's a few extra words in there, but I think it's kind of you're nitpicking a little bit. It's a little wordsmithy.
I think that's I was gonna say I think that's maybe just this episode because he's been rolling for a couple episodes. Like
I think this beat was not really up his alley. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it had the dimensions that give his flow the breathing room.
Right.
So he would have needed to do something different.
Yes.
In order to shine on this beat.
Yes.
He admittedly was like, you know, because I said the delivery didn't have quite the same intensity, like focus maybe. It's there, but it didn't have the same intensity as maybe like his 30 verses or whatever. And he was like, yeah, no, I can admit that even watching the playback.
Yeah. I feel like there was a point where Key Speech like broke out and then he just started, you know, rolling from there. And this felt like kind of more like a revert to what he was doing before, but it was still fire. You know what I'm saying? But
very true.
It wasn't reminiscent of the Key Speech that broke out and was getting the, you know,
30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
100%.
Speech. The teacher.
Thanks. One moment.
Where'd Nick go, man?
Shout out vintage in the building.
Peace Vintage.
Yo, I don't be seeing vintage till it's time for him to go on stage.
Getting crazy.
Every like the last 2-3 months, I'll be like, fuck, it's vintage here. And then
Like,
and
where you
then,
been
he
at?
just-
He be there the whole time.
I know, but
Oh, fuck
yo,
that
you
ninja,
know,
man.
with me, bro, I be once the cipher start, I be tunnel vision, bro. I don't be seeing nothing.
Zoned
Nobody.
in. Zoned in.
Oh. Next up to the stage, Trey Authentic. Make some noise for Trey Authentic, y'all.
Yeah. Rocking a hoodie.
Hoodies.
Smoke. I'm ready.
Yeah. Love. Hey. I feel the hands, they got pigs in the side. This how I carry it. Get embarrassed, no pigeons decline. This how I feel to be human. Since your spirit is flying. Catch me in the lowlands. It feel like I live with the mind and civilizing. The face of rhyming, I'm changing climbing. The king was timing. Basic rhyming, never cocaine. Unless it's basic rhyming. If it's my Goku, now it looks like they facing gyring. 2 dots, my separation so they can stay divided. I'm the truth, I gotta dare you. The double mother against the double barrel. Don't leave them in the trunk when they were short to spare you. They ain't a part of my species and the artist on ET. And I'm coming for the West like I'm an artist with Chief Keef on. Care about your sick color, these niggas bitching and Chris Tucker would notice. Shit, brother, they can't get into the way I be talking. So try to rush out with it. End up on the way to the coffin and get a rush out and see nothing plain. I come with the twins. They make it one tower. They want it smoke, but I'm making them choking it too close. I'm like the gunpowder. I'm feeling provoked. Shady and glow. That's how you access. Gold access the road slow and make them crack quick. I'm stepping on. Let's take the status. Make it let it know. King of the ring. I got to take it on. Bitches don't stay with the drugs. There's major rent. I love blippers and fresh niggas. Like bayonets. They with the big zipper. Catch a clip and lean on me. And then they bitches stay shot in HD. And that's the POV. Capiche. They ain't never seen me go with a loaded weapon that's yelling like the CEO. Cut on another record. TV mode. Or cut it out. Go tell them. Watch a rock a fella like the streets need hope. Just keep the listening. On that old hip hop with bitches in. Cause when it comes to drama, I better like it's women niggas. I ain't with the racket. Lots of women that's in the tennis. Niggas bitching cause I can take a punch. Like a chicken ripping. For a ripping, I'm gonna get stuck in bomb. I'm stuck in bomb, get headshot. Right on your mama, look like she designed it. There ain't nobody in the moving some pasta, moving some rasta. That lit shit, moving Mufasa. And other stupid shit happen. Like I move with the boxes, these spinners wish I quit. Rapping with the broom out the mouth. It's just a story get work. Last episode I was slacking, so I always go first. Full battery open package, nigga.
I'm gonna go on record and saying I think I should have gave him another 0.5. I gave Trey a 9. I'd have added a 0.5 to that.
I gave him a 9 too.
Yeah, boy was rapping his ass off.
He was.
You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of dope lines in there. I told him I feel like the way he was landing zingers, one-liners, haymakers earlier in the season, I don't feel like
they're there now.
I don't feel like they're there now. But listening back, I feel like there's some lines in there that had that potential, but maybe the way just the way they're landing are not the same.
Maybe it's more is it like the setup?
I think it's the setup and just the land. It's like I think he's more rushing through this content where it just feels like he always had that, but there were like these breaks in it where he would just like something
like when he said the joint about the no access like a Spielberg page, that joint.
Yeah.
When he landed that shit was crazy.
Gohan line, you know what I'm saying?
That one.
Like it's certain ways that he would boom, like
and
I don't feel like we're getting those lines that just are like, nah, you gonna hear this one, and then I'm gonna get back to the rapid fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's making some of his doper lines even feel like jabs to the point where you're not really like, okay, you know what I mean? Like he getting off, but because I mean, you can tell by the audience. The audience is not giving him once
The
again,
reaction.
back to that. You're not getting
Yes.
you know what I'm saying, that you were getting earlier in the season. So, you know, there's a difference there. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Trey. I know he's in the chat.
Yep.
Super fire.
Authentic.
Super fire.
Quality raps.
Trey say he getting back to it. He in battle rap mode.
All right.
Nigga.
Stage. Islam Rap God. Make some noise for Islam Rap God, y'all.
God. Nigga. Yes. Let's go.
With the gum bottoms.
He got the flames on too.
There you go. See this right here. Like a rap superhero or some shit. Never when the God keep sparking, no darkness. I straight like the trust like a soldier boy. Rip a rap, let it be boy. Rappers be Lord, because the poor rhymes and Jesus like a white father. Which way heaven, $11 and the honorable sleeves, please. These verses live forever. Born a pick a knee, what an MC. My style be reverend. Rhyme sucker out the room. They're the Nazis of James Evans, Kevin Savage on a back bitches. I tell you when. Straight bitch, the ugly. They came back, you might as well suck them dick. In your mind, but I'm back. I spit facts. Matter of fact, I say facts more than Spielberg, Heisenberg, from the wordplay. I mean, you come say with my in-tray. I'm itching with this mic tool. I will spit around, despite you. What's my downfall? That focus. Nigga, you get a COVID, try to blow away COVID. Most quoted on back of me. Nigga, check the playbacks. Shorty say that. I over 40 and still back. Fuck that. Like your mama sick and still doing an ass back. Yo, me and your mom get something in common. And that's fact. We're both running and crack. And we both niggas got the need. I ain't just your mama, so you be judging me. I'm a MC to a 99 and crack the biggest times. I'm having walk with the mic boss. You get your light off like a child holding the clip. I'm Bob holding the script. I'm sure holding the web nigga when Pop got shot. You wanna let a rap off that's pop with like a pop rap shot. Nigga, still big shit, nigga. That's all this anti nigga, big suplex. I'm a mixed up Tesla, Antoine Bessler, fight game. Black Rock, that's the list this week. I see my T-Train, we don't niggas sneaking. They're all the bad bitch, the club, how much I'm paying. But I'm not leaving out this bitch till she give me the body. Another step away from your pop, I'm always pick up. I'm gonna eat this like I always do, bro. Nigga.
Yes. Yo,
Oh man. Yo, please, yo.
I love this guy, man.
Facts, bro.
Entertainment value, bars, content, humor.
You throw some gems on you.
You know what I'm saying?
What you was saying about Dub T, like leaning into who you are.
Leaning into who you are. You show up as your character. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
But being, it's like there is no other Islam rap god. You know what I'm saying? Like he could clean up that flow a bit. He could clean up some of them the ends of some of those lines. We can get a little bit more potency with the you know, with some of them lines, a little more cleverness.
That's it.
In some of the lines, some of them come off a little lazy. The ends of the bars sometimes are a little lazy, so that may separate you from like the top tier scores. But he puts on extraordinary performances that are very memorable on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
The way you land the Bobby Heenan line, it's not a super complex line, but it's almost like it's like a if you know you know line, and it's the way you set it up and deliver it. You know what I'm saying? Like, till she give me the Bobby Heenan, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like that. You can't teach that shit.
You can't at all.
Teach that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of shit that if it happened in a cipher, everybody's gonna go
like, whoa. Fact.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're gonna get. Like, and that matters.
Yes.
That matters. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Nigga.
Oh my God, bro.
How your mom's still 60 and throwing that ass back.
Next up to the stage. Hey, hey, y'all.
That is a funny line.
Yeah, it is, bro.
You tell somebody that your mama
Yo, yo.
throwing that ass back.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, girl. All that yelling is telling that we gon' match your wrist. That you whack on Christmas, you couldn't rap on this. Grab me back up, put my smoke and bring me back to this. You yelling Black Lives Matter if they call me the activist. Funny how I mastered this. From hip hop back from the dead like Jesus did Lazarus. It's all last and jump in this fire without no chance. Your brains on the top will be smaller than leprechauns. Members of Sopranos, only running for Rapidons. Wanna know how I was in high school? Go action moms. It's a no fact. I could explode an action bombs. Try to stuff the sauce and they'll start up with Szechuan. Look, last night's dinner was sharing sitting real prawns. Even though I'm full, I can feel the hunger still strong. Still, you remind me of a Chuck Lisa dancer. You can never feel like the child of a Black Panther. But every question blown, Charlie swallowed the answer. Regurgitated clips of hollow deadliest cancer. Shot over your dancing, bop your hands in. Baby calling hermoso, that's Spanish for handsome. Next time you gon' need a grant for advancement. Get left in the middle of the wood like you camping. If I turn the leg, tell you what's gon' happen. Turn your pumpkin head into a jack-o'-lantern. Look, ain't no Vinny from San Francisco to Sanford. Cali to Virginia like Hollywood to Hampton. Got a gun for when to knock us down if you standing. Go to your boathouse, ready to eat like rockets landing. I like to get a roker, but enough of whitey mocha. Lieutenant to the generals, you ain't even a soldier. Dinners, he probably call his friends niggas. It's no shot like the pops had come with triggers. I know a lot of non-believers and babysitters. I get more distinguishing stuff from you critters, new hitters. But boy, I made you rally CEO so bad that Dr. Ronski couldn't save you. This is never ending story. My name is a trade you. I'm about born to a stash box in the table. Hey you, I can't retire. You wonder why I keep getting burned. The whole time you're playing with fire, you can't call me bitch. You gotta address me inside. I'm blowing bubbles with your bitch. Blowing bubbles, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Vintage has declared war.
Yeah.
CEO wave.
Yeah.
Clearly from the first bar, you know.
Midway through the
yelling, tall ass.
Tall, yeah.
Calling you. You know, it's a lot of this. You knew where he was going.
I could
see CEO reacting during these shots. He did not like them. He was very ready to get on stage, super ready to rap after this.
Yeah, he was.
Potent verse from Vintage though. It's not too much to critique. I feel like it wasn't the greatest Vintage verse, but it was definitely a damn good one.
It's never too much to critique with Vintage. It's just like whether or not, you know, it's a 30 or not.
Yeah. Amen.
Right.
Amen.
Right. You know, is it quite there, or is there like, you know, a little bit missing from it? And I felt like there was just a little bit missing from it in particular instance. That was that. So I mean, and it shows in the scores because he tied for second.
Yeah.
With a 29. So, you know, obviously it's not much to critique. Which extends the rivalry because CO scores a 29 as well, right on the dot. Like, what the fuck are these guys?
Next up to the stage.
Yes.
Look at the way he's stomping on the stage like Stone Cold.
Yeah, man.
More black Air Force energy.
Let's go. Fucking bullshit ass reasons. For the name dropped me, couldn't even remember his fucking purpose. What the fuck is this shit?
Your baby mama is my comrade. Fuck that. One strap over the shoulder. Look like a duffel bag to push the point home till it sticks. I let my phone attack, my don't tap. I don't hold back, this will show that. Your best foot forward tonight, and twin and toe tag. You spend weeks on that weak ass first. Just shut the bait you down. Straight matter, you never go back. I tried more than enough.
Like, let me stop right here. I like that, but it's not like, okay, here's the thing about that. Here's the thing, like, because I don't want to. This was the difference between what he got here and the 30 verses, right? Those last two bars hit flat as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because what he's saying is not dope. It's because you set those lines up with those pauses like haymakers. The thing about being so it's what's the word? You're telegraphing your punches. And they'll tell you like that in boxing, you telegraph your punches. If you don't land them, they take more out of you than if you did land them. You know what I'm saying? So when they don't land like that, it kind of like there's like a gasp of space there. Now you have to make up for it. And I feel like you're spending the rest of this verse making up for those.
Slap through the vein like stallions auditorium. Boy, that same bucket you kicked is what I use to hit the end of the stick when I rock the floor with them. Floor is so. This what I do, but you ain't know the smoke. You ain't see the signs of the stars, get your horoscope. Maybe some game of perspective, your crown won't. You're strong if you pull out now, like the sword and stone. My mother told me I shouldn't be me. My pops told me something what you have to do. My homie told me to hold the door when they leave. To find out that they'll never compete if they're after you. See how I write this right? I'll give you more up with a big on you like Haley at the door. You're probably like, I'm this big ass white guy with it. I got it, I don't know why, like white privilege. I gotta pay like y'all, cause I won. Like the only black Jedi, that's what a master went through. See him that way, keep it that like the Hindu. I'll say it in your bag, I got a bag that can fit you, we not friends. I like being alienated. I don't know where the fuck you from. You a phone. Some of y'all been doing these events for months. I did one of them top 5, you're frozen, just let it go. Or else don't live with a perfect score. Because of my skill set on this platform reminds me of when my woman strokes my shit. It really comes in handy. That'll put you in your place. Yeah, fuck the basics. This is not a time, this is unanimous. If any ball went over your fucking head, that only shows me how high I raise it. That's what the standard is. What the fuck could you do to be prepared for this? Debate that. What is you talking about, man?
Yeah, it's the bars were not as potent.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
From a lyrical standpoint, the bars
Yeah.
were not as potent as the previous joint. That's just all. You know what I'm saying? It was still dope. It's still a dope verse. You know what I'm saying?
It just wasn't landing.
It wasn't landing on the same level. I feel like in playback, I probably would like to have scored Trey and CO and Trey and Vintage. I would like to have Trey tied with them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even Rel. And based on how I scored it myself, that's what you would have got. But that's how I felt like those verses were there, and Wansky was clearly ahead of all. So
yeah,
there not being a sudden death was the right call. Although I was super surprised by it.
we all were. I was surprised, but
I felt
once it came out to be that Wansky won, was like, oh, I can see why there wasn't.
Yeah. I felt like for him to have fought any more to get that win,
Yeah,
would have been wrong.
Yeah, it worked out the right way.
Yeah,
it worked out the right way.
Bad call.
It always does, baby.
Yeah, this motherfucking is.
Come on now.
That damn Vladimir.
You know we don't make mistakes around here.
That's, and that is the power of the 3-judge scoring, individual scoring, because
now there are and there are instances where you'll watch it back and be like, oh man, I probably should have gave this person an extra 0.5, or I probably should have docked this person maybe a 0.5 or something. But at the end of the day, when you look at who was in the sudden death and who ended up winning based on, the verses that night and the performances, it's usually right. Like last episode, you heard CEO's verse, you seen him in sudden death, you know what I mean?
Yep.
He was probably going to win the sudden death, it seemed to me, you know what I'm saying, regardless of who was in there, because he ended up getting a 30 in sudden death, which was never done before. So
amen.
You know what I'm saying? It usually works out.
It does. I feel like accuracy as far as winners is concerned is very difficult to argue that. That is, and I think today I thought about it today, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to start asking people when they get upset about their scores. I'm about to start asking folks what they think their score was. I never did that before. But I'm gonna start doing that because I started playing in my mind, what I feel like some responses would be. And I feel like sometimes people might even be harsher on themselves than certain judges were on them. You know what I'm saying? If they keeping it a buck, like, do you think that was your 10 verse? If you don't think it was a 10 verse, what do you think it was? Now, if you got 3 of that same score, that will put you here. How far is that from where you actually landed? Probably not far.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I think people get caught up in like, well, this person scored me this high and then that person scored me that high. Well, you know what I'm saying? It should be like, it's like, oh, what would you score?
Yeah.
What would you score? You know what I'm saying? And if you in that average probably will put you right around where you at, or maybe even lower than where you at. And if it is above where you at, probably not too much higher than where you ended up at. So there's, you know what I'm saying? It usually pans out in an honest way, I think.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah. Imagine how irate the chat would have been if there wasn't a checks and balances in the Dub T situation.
True.
Fair enough.
You got a 30, they would have lost their minds.
That is true and fair.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate everybody that tuned in to the breakdown. We will be back at Tang and Biscuit September 18th. We still have about 14 slots available in the open cipher. So if you're watching and you're not signed up yet, hit that link in the bio on the
link in the bio.
RVARapElite.com and get your sign up on. Yeah, man, we want to get back to maxing out. We ain't maxed out in a few months. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going on, if people are getting fatigued this late in the season or what, but this is probably one of our longest seasons, if not our longest season. This is our longest season, 10 episodes. So I'm not surprised if people are getting fatigued and taking breaks and, whatever the case may be. But let's close this season out strong. We got 2 episodes left. I would love to max both of them out. Might even throw a little extra prize on the season finale or something, maybe.
Pot.
Maybe a little pot or something.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Why not?
Sound.
Why not?
The kitty.
Might even throw a little, little GoFundMe up on the season finale or something. See what the
I
world.
need that. Judges need a piece of that. MVP brunch or something. You know what I'm saying, Spill?
Yeah. So something.
MVP brunch, Spill. What's up?
We definitely gonna get the we'll bring the judges in on the MVP bring. I'm trying to break a nigga pockets.
I mean, Nick,
you know what's the new champion get added to the MVP brunch every goddamn year already,
Nick be going. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, we'll get a motherfucking golden ticket away. Willie Walker, what's up?
Waffle and some orange juice. A waffle and some orange juice, you know what I'm saying?
Ease was not a regular judge prior to this.
Nah, yeah. And that, I was hurt.
You have gotten the invite.
I got my invite. I got my invite.
So let's stop it right now. Hey guys. Man, you guys at brunch. Keep the order right. But thanks for tuning in, y'all. See y'all on the 18th, man. Peace.
Doses. Y'all.